It's been a month since my last episode, and we've got bits and pieces of random things I had thoughts on when they happened, but weren't robust enough to center an episode around. So some of this stuff isn't that timely, but who cares? The Little Mermaid is black? Don't fall for it, people. And by it, I mean this whole situation. The casting, the reaction to the casting, the trailer, the reaction to the trailer, the reaction to the reaction, to the backlash, to the backlash, to the reaction, to everything. It's all very curated. Here is the objectively correct take. Disney purposely casted a black woman as Ariel so that it would be a big hoopla and distract from the fact that the movie was going to suck anyway because it's a live-action Disney movie and that track record is, shall we say, poor. Here's a formula you should commit to memory. Diversity plus marketing equals bad production. Diversity by itself is fine sometimes. Marketing by itself is fine sometimes. It's when you market the diversity that people start going, this smells like a smokescreen. And where there is smokescreen, there is nothing that is fire. Let's talk about the trailer itself. It's just a little teaser, 83 seconds, and about half of that is just dedicated to random shots of underwater rocks and random fish swimming around. Interspersed in there is a few shots of Ariel herself, which if you see it, it just looks like they're deliberately trying to hide the fact that she's black until the big reveal at the end. Because she's always either mostly off-screen or swimming away from the camera, and with the undersea lighting as deliberate as it is, and the fact that she still has red hair, like if you didn't already know she was black, you could look at this trailer and not be sure about it until the final part, where she sings the last line of Part of Your World, and she does a run or two with the vocals and changes the notes, so you know she's not afraid to bring it. She's like, wish I could be. She turns into Elvis, it's a whole thing. And that's it. It's just a teaser, so it doesn't really show anything other than different shots of a CGI ocean that looks worse than the animation in Finding Nemo. So again, it's just going to be a bad movie that will attempt to deflect criticism by harping on its diversity and claiming that anyone who doesn't like it because they hate black people. Personally, I think it's bold of Disney to make a movie about a mermaid who can't swim. In this case, Ariel has to make that leg deal with Ursula so she can save her own damn life. You know how Ariel struggles to walk at first in the original? In this movie, she gets on land and immediately sets a new record in the 100-meter dash. How many Ariel is black jokes can we make? I think the reason Ursula wants Ariel's voice in this one is so she can finally sit through a movie with her in peace. I'm not sure that deal would go down too well in this day and age. Ursula trying to take away a black woman's voice sounds like oppression to me. Wouldn't be surprised if they renamed her Karen. Who's Prince Eric in this movie? Did they make him black too? Is Nick Cannon gonna find Ariel on the beach like, hey, you wanna make my 10th kid? Please tell me Sebastian is voiced by Kevin Hart. But my NFTs, bow, huh, my NFTs. So I've been taking a few Lyfts lately, which is Uber for people who search things alphabetically, because after 5 years of not knowing a single person in this state, I finally have someone to hang out with, and I'm occasionally willing to spend $30 to get close enough to have sex with them. But I'm a socially awkward person, so obviously the notion of being trapped in a car driven around by a stranger doesn't excite me. It's weird what our natural instincts are in foreign situations. If I have a Lyft driver come pick me up at my house to take me somewhere, in order to signal that I am avoiding conversation, I will aggressively look out my window and pretend that things I've ridden past 100 times are super interesting all of a sudden. If I hear a throat clear in the front, I'm on red alert. Like, sorry, can't talk right now. I'm hyper-focusing on the color of my neighbor's house. Damn, how many windows does he have? His lawn looks recently mowed. I wonder when that happened. I'm the type of person who needs a drink in my hand when conversation is either happening or might start happening. Doesn't matter what drink, I just sip on it constantly as an awkward fidget. Some of you have seen me on stream. If I've got a water bottle nearby, that shit could be empty, and I'm still raising it to my mouth to drink out of it just because it's an action to undertake so I can have a moment's reprieve from social responsibility. If a glass is on my lips, nobody expects me to say anything. It's a flash of comfort. It's everybody's expectations being briefly neutralized at the same time. It's a mini vacation you can book as many times as you want, and I do, to my own detriment at times. If I'm in a circle of people who are talking and I am 100% full, like bloated full of liquid, and there's an opportunity to open another can of soda or refill my water, I will continue to sip until my stomach explodes or everyone around me dies. I can't stand there dry with nothing to do. Then people expect me to talk and I have no excuse. I got a Lyft once and I went in there with a backpack that had 2 bottled waters in it, like visibly nestled in each side pouch. It would have taken 2 seconds to grab one if I needed it, and the driver presumably didn't see them and asked me if I wanted one of the water bottles they keep up front, and I said yes with no hesitation. Because if I take the water bottle, it is now understood that I will be too busy consuming water to have any kind of placid conversation about some bullshit that doesn't go anywhere. I wish they offered people burlap sacks to place over my own head and pretend I'm being kidnapped so they don't feel the need to give me information. You always see that in shows and movies. The dude with the sack can be like, "Who are you people? Where are you taking me?" And the captors just sit there in silence and ignore him. Like, what a fantasy. If I let this dude hold me for ransom, can I at least get to my destination quietly? Every Lyft I've been in, the car smells brand new, like right off the lot. Do they give Lyft drivers a new car after every passenger? It's like they manufacture it, give it to the driver, let him do one ride with it, then after he drops you off, he parks under an overpass and torches the vehicle. I had one driver on the freeway who was an older guy, and I couldn't tell if 95 was how old he was or how fast he was going. Out here changing lanes every 10 seconds, he was driving like there were ring checkpoints only he could see, and if he missed one, he had to start the time trial over. I'm like, the ride costs me $45 no matter how fast you get there, man. If we end up in a heap, I'm not tipping. I started wondering what the etiquette was if your Lyft driver got in a car accident where he died and you lived. Like, how do you rate him? Obviously, that's a 1-star experience. You're pretty banged up, but would it be rude not to honor his memory by giving him 5? You're his last rating, after all. What do you leave for the comment? The ride was unsuccessful. Only one of us reached our final destination. Also, he never offered me water. Have you ever been served by a drunk bartender? It can be pretty interesting. I was at the Red Robin bar with my girlfriend because we like to get drunk around children, and the chick who was serving us was lit up like a Christmas tree, and she had a weird voice, so it just exacerbated it. This is a spot-on impression of her. She'd ask me what I wanted to drink, and I'd say, "I'll take a lemon drop, because I'm also a fruit." And she'd be like, "A lemon drop? You want a lemon drop? Yeah? Okay, I'll have that lemon drop right out for you." Just anytime anyone said anything, she'd be like, "Yeah, what you just said repeated back to you? Yeah, okay." Like, yeah, I'll have a lemon drop and let's get you an ice bath. So I don't want every episode from here on out to just be Sunburned Albino talks about his girlfriend, but she is pretty central to all the new experiences I've been having lately, so I have to milk that for a bit longer until life starts throwing me more unrelated stuff. As a professional oversharer, I've been exposed to a bountiful number of new insights recently of the sexual variety, and I just wouldn't feel like myself if I didn't tell some jokes that make people uncomfortable. First of all, because I know you're insanely curious, yes, I am indeed killing it this time around. I said in a previous episode it was like 50-50 for me on a per-woman basis if I'd be able to ever satisfy them. Well, if you press your ear against the wall for the two of us, you can definitely hear the results of this coin flip. I might go pro, honestly. I was super worried about it beforehand, but I found someone whose audio settings don't go below 75 the whole time, and I can't seem to find the remote. Not that I'm looking, it's a hell of a confidence booster. I'm not saying my girlfriend is loud during sex, but we got a complaint from a hotel and we weren't even staying in one. I wonder the differences between people on that. Like, are loud people loud because they're just loud, or does it feel that much better for them so they have no choice? 'Cause I'll have what she's having. Now, before this, I hadn't had sex in like 4 years, like I mentioned, so there were little details about aspects of it that I had forgotten, namely the dismount. Pulling out after you're done fertilizing the garden feels like getting out of the tub. It's immediately jarring, all of a sudden you realized how wet you are, and putting your underwear back on feels premature. Like, can I get a pair of swim trunks first? Try getting out of a shower and putting a shirt on without even drying off. That's what it's like. I feel like a hurricane victim whose basement flooded. Of course, it's worse for her. She has to lay there with a leaky faucet and meekly ask for a towel. I automatically feel deep shame, like I did something unforgivable to this beautiful girl I'm supposed to love and not defile. She's on birth control, so I get to pull into the gas station with no rubber and fill her up with regular. And she's 5 foot, so I can just stick her on the end of my tip like an eraser on a pencil and walk around the room like a bass drummer in a marching band. Okay, I'm not that strong, but a man can dream. One kind of unfortunate thing is that every time I see her, I am full body sore the next day. I schedule something and my brain's like, cool, I get to hang out with Christine tomorrow. But my legs are like, God damn it, again? My wrists are like, just kill us. And my dick is like, can it be today instead? Nothing phases that guy. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at SunburnedAlbino. Watch all my videos until your eyes get sore, and I'll see you guys next time.